I think back about that, it's kind of like it was fate. I contacted Western Range Association, and they said they had a sheep herder in Nevada that I could get, and his name was Tito Leon. I said, fine, send him. Well, about the day or two before Tito Leon was supposed to show up, I get another phone call. Well, we made a change. Tito's brother, Emilio, doesn't want to stay in Nevada. Apparently he got hit by lightning or close to it and got injured, and he's scared to death to stay in the high desert anymore because of the thunderstorms. And I can always remember picking him up, this skinny little kid from Peru, and took him out to the sheep, started him out there herding sheep. I became very curious about this guy because every time I'd go out there, it wouldn't matter if it was morning, noon, or evening, he was always out with the sheep. He was never in his sheep camp, which is kind of unusual. You know, normally you'll get there and different times of day, the sheep herder will be in his camp. I never, ever found Emilio in his sheep camp. He was always with the sheep.
I think he was watching how is my behavior, well, of course, I didn't know that. But all I know is I am doing all that I can, trying to be the best worker. I'm proud to be representing the Leon's family.
And I remember remarking to one of my sons, it was either Ryan or Darren, I said, you know, I think that man will make me a good foreman someday. Well, it wasn't more than about a year or so later, I had to fire my existing foreman. And I'll always remember I drove out to Whitesbridge and James Road, which is way out on the west side, and it was almost dark. The sun was down, and it was in January or February, I believe, because it was a real misty kind of evening. And I drove up to the camp, no Emilio. And I looked out, I could barely see out at the end of the alfalfa field where the sheep were. There he was, out with the sheep. And I drove up, he was out giving milk to some of the baby lambs out of a bottle. That tells you volumes about Emilio Leon, how caring he is. And I'll always remember I said, Emilio, I had to fire Freddie and I need a new foreman. The job is yours if you can do it. And his response to me was, I can do it, Mr. Tim. And that started the saga of Emilio Leon and the Endart family right there.
After a couple of years, I think Mr. Tim told me, we can fix your paper, your green card. So I was very happy. I was very grateful. So when he started getting my green card, after that, in I think 2000, I got my commercial driving license.
We decided to come back home in 2008, my wife and I. We bought a house over here in Clovis, just far enough away and close enough to the ranch. It was perfect. And so we started working, my dad and I together, and we worked for about a year, and I got to start working with Emilio side by side, and we decided to purchase the sheep operation in 2009, about a year later. And shortly thereafter, I remember promoting Emilio to the superintendent of both Endart Group, which is the ranching operation, sheep ranching, which is the company my wife and I now own, which is a third generation sheep ranching operation, and also Endart Enterprises, which is the home farming operation here. He's basically our COO, our Chief Operating Officer, doing it for about 12 years now. 2012, we were actively involved in him getting his citizenship, and it was the culmination of several years of working through the system and waiting in line, and it was quite a day, and what a proud moment that was for a man who came here as a sheep herder with humble beginnings, and was awarded what I consider the honor of a lifetime to be an American citizen, and I think he considers the same. And most recently, just found out here just recently that his wife, who's in Peru, is going to have her interview on this Friday to come here and join him. We've been waiting 2.5 years for her to come here and join him here in the United States. So he's truly a friend now and a partner. I don't even think of him as an employee, to be honest. It's it's a special relationship. So.
Absolutely. You know, we don't even think of Emilio as an employee anymore. He just does his job. He's a kind of an individual. You never tell him what to do. He just does it. And that is such a joy to have in a business, to have an employee that just does his job and does the job of other people too.
We love him dearly, and it's an honor. It's an honor to have you get this award, and it's an honor for you to be a part of our family.
Thank you, Ray.
And you will
I
always.
appreciate it.
We're going down together.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.